Hey everyone, thank you so much for clicking on my video. My name is Brittany, and if this is your first time here, welcome. And obviously from the title, you guys know that I'm here to talk about natural hair. I started my natural hair journey all over again, and I've learned so much about natural hair that I feel like I just want to like pass on the knowledge, because I know there are plenty of girls out there who want to like get into natural hair, but they feel like it's too much work, or they just don't have that good of a relationship with their hair. And hopefully this video can inspire somebody. Hopefully it can encourage someone to keep going if they feel like, stopping. But yeah. So to talk about why I started my natural hair journey over again, I started it this year. Well, obviously by the time this video is up, it's going to be 2022, but I started my natural hair journey again August 2021. It all started because I just started watching like a whole bunch of natural hair videos, to be honest. Like there's nothing grand that occurred, that my hair really wasn't that damaged. My hair is healthy, to be honest with you, but but of course it could have been better. And I saw the way that they were caring for their hair, and that was just a wake-up call for me. Once I saw like how much time and how I saw how responsive their hair was because they've been doing it for so long, and how they took their time in the shower, the tangling, washing. Because whenever I watch natural hair videos, I never really watched like how to take care of natural hair. It was more so like quick styles for short natural hair. Just one of those things, one of those videos where you just want to get your natural hair out of the way. And I've always worn my natural hair out. I've never been one of those girls who, always wore wigs year round. I definitely, people saw my natural hair, but I realized I was not putting nearly as much effort. And I also realized that, my hair could have been way longer. It could have been much healthier, way more moisturized than it was, because I have been natural for four years. This year made it, well, 2021 made it 4 years I have gone natural, but I just feel like compared to like the other growth that some girls were getting, like 4 years of growth, like, it wasn't really that much growth. My hair didn't grow that much in 4 years, though it was growing. Definitely, I saw a difference. My hair was always growing, but I just felt like if I had taken care of my hair much better, it would have been way longer, way thicker than it is now. So yeah, that's basically what prompted me to start this journey again. Hey everyone, so I forgot to include this part of the video, but the two things I wanted to focus on this natural hair journey of mine was length retention and moisture retention. So just to let you guys know, like, I'm gonna be dividing it, so the things that help me with length, and then, sorry, the things that help me with moisture first, followed by the things that help me with length. Just thought I'd let you guys know that. So in order to help with like moisture retention, the first thing I started to do was to pay much more attention to ingredients, to product ingredients. So I started gearing towards like more natural organic products. And that's not to say like there's nothing really wrong with products that aren't natural, but I think we can all agree that it's much better for you to use what is natural, what grew out of like God's earth, versus using something that was chemically made in a lab. So I started like to focus more on like products or natural ingredients that would bring moisture to my hair, moisturize my hair as well as attract moisture to my hair. So for example, like honey is a humectant. Honey, aloe vera, like these are natural products that when you incorporate them into your routine, it can attract moisture. It can attract moisture to your hair. So for example, like I live in Texas where the air is humid for the most part. So if I use products with honey or humectants, if I'm to go outside, like it's going to attract the moisture in the air. It's going to attract it to my hair. And this is proven. This happens because I know sometimes when I wake up in the morning, my hair will typically feel dry. But then when I go outside, I notice that it's so much more moisturized. Like, if I put my hands in my hair, like there's like grease on it. It's like the going outside kind of reactivates the moisture because I use, humectants, or because I use like, products that promote moisture and attract moisture to my hair. So that was definitely one of the first things that I started doing. And also this is something that I didn't really know about till recently, but I really feel like it can help. It's good advice. Try to avoid products with too much alcohol. You know, not saying that you shouldn't use products with alcohol, but if you can avoid alcohol to a certain degree, that'll be better for your hair, because we all know that alcohol is drying. You know, there's a reason why people go to the club, they drink, they get hungover, and they wake up thirsty. It's because alcohol knows how to suck up all of the hydration inside of you, hair included. So keeping alcohol use on your hair to a minimum also helps with moisture retention. And something else that I started doing was, like, for wash day, like, instead of just jumping into the shower and trying to get it over with, I would really soak my hair really, really well in very warm water in the shower, and soak it, like it's like I'm under the shower head for 10 minutes before I even like think about putting shampoo inside, because water, something a lot of people don't know, water is the best moisturizer. Like, people, you know, people kind of are looking for like that holy grail product that will like moisturize their hair, but it just doesn't exist. You have to incorporate a little bit of everything. That to me is the holy grail formula to making sure your hair is very moisturized, and also making sure that your hair is retaining its length. So I started to really take advantage of water. Like, I took advantage of water in the shower, you know, so right before I shampoo, just dampen it up so well. And I noticed that it, like, the shampoo was so receptive of that water. Like, the shampoo would lather more, you know, it wouldn't be as much of like a tough, like, it wasn't so much of a tough wash. Like, the hair was actually obeying, you know, so that helped. So another thing I did to promote moisture was to detangle in the shower. Like, all the like dirty work, like I just did it in the shower, because whenever there's water, when water is involved, it will be easier. So what's the point of me killing myself and breaking my strands when I can just do all of that in the shower? So I invested in a really good detangling brush. The Tangle Teaser brushes, those are like my favorite brushes to use for detangling, but of course you don't need to use that. You can use like a shampoo brush, or just like just some type of shower detangling brush that you can utilize in the shower, so that you don't have to worry about pain and breakage. One thing that detangling in the shower helped me with was the pain. Like, I could actually like pull the brush from my root to my to the end of my strands without it having to be painful, and without there having to be breakage. And of course, make sure when you're detangling, you have to start from the bottom and work your way up, because you can't just go in there and think you're gonna pull out all the knots like that. You're only gonna create more tangles, and you're gonna lose a lot of hair that way. So I took time, you know, invested in a good detangling brush, soaked my hair up with conditioner, and just detangled it. It was so much easier that way. So much easier for me to do it that way. Less stressful, and it was definitely less breakage, and above all, more moisture is entering your strands. You have to like manipulate your hair a little bit in order for the product to actually penetrate. You know what I mean? So really, like, detangling in the shower, using that conditioner, massaging it in there, it really helped me with my hair being moisturized. It really, really did. And the last thing that helped me, that I can remember, that helped me with moisture, was styling my hair while it was wet. I cannot emphasize how important it is to style your hair while wet. And I mean soaking wet. I'm not even talking about damp. I mean like really, really dripping on the floor wet. Because when you like style your hair this way, one, what you're gonna use, like the products that you're gonna use, like after the water, like for example, you use water, leave-in conditioner, maybe an oil, and then some type of gel and mousse to seal it. That gel and that mousse, like the final product that you use, really has to seal in all that water, all of those conditioners in there. You know, that is how you're gonna really maintain moisture. And that's why I've just been doing wash and goes. Ever since I started this journey, all I've been doing are wash and goes, because one, to me, they help retain moisture the best, because the finishing product is a gel, and it, you know, it dries up nicely. So even though the gel is dry, your strands are still very moisturized, because in a wash and go, you have to do it wet. You cannot put gel on dry hair and expect it to like define your curls. Your hair has to be wet with at least water. You don't have to use the conditioner. I know there are girls that don't use conditioner, but at least water, because water, again, it's the God-given moisturizer. It's a God-given moisturizer, so why not, you know, really take advantage of it? And it's cheap. We all have it at home. You know, you don't have to pay for anything. So that's one of the things that helped me, styling my hair wet and going in with the mousse or gel to really hold in all that moisture in there. So some of the few things that help me retain length, because even though like I started my journey in August, so it's about to be almost 5 months that I've been doing it. My hair, the growth that my hair has seen, the growth and the thickness, my hair is so much thicker, and my hair is really thick. I already have like really thick hair, but now it's like every time I wash my hair again, I'm amazed at how much thicker it gets each and every wash. And that's because I reduce my hair manipulation as much as possible. That's just it. I reduced it as much as possible. Because before, like, you know, I would comb my hair when it was dry, and the hair that I was losing it was a lot compared to what I lose now. Now, like, I lose like maybe like a small ball of hair per wash. So my hair is really retaining its length. And that's because I am detangling in the shower, detangling when it's wet. I'm styling when it's wet. And I section my hair out when I'm shampooing, when I'm conditioning, all that. When I'm detangling, I section it. Small sections will help you. You know, it helps to really reduce the amount of hair that you lose. It's normal to lose hair. It's normal to shed, because our hair sheds whether or not we put a comb through it anyway. But just keeping that amount to the minimum, that is what, because everyone's hair grows. All of our hair grows at, you know, of course some people's hair grow faster than others, but for the most part, all of our hair can grow, and it grows at the same rate for the most part. So it's all about how you maintain that growth, how you keep it. You have to keep the hair on your head for it to actually show that, okay, yeah, my hair is growing. And finger detangling was another big one that's helping me. Finger detangling while wet before going in with the detangling brush, it helps so much, because even if you can get your hair 40 to 50% detangled before using the brush, that brush is just gonna run right through it with the water, with the conditioner. It's gonna feel like silk, you know? So because I've been taking more steps, and because I've been taking much better care of my hair, my curls are so much more defined, so curly, so healthy. And a big part of that is because I take time to cleanse. That's something that I really learned this journey, was the fact that a lot of the reasons why, you know, some people will do braid outs and they won't come out right, or some people will do wash and goes, twist outs, or just anything. And the reason why a lot of people's hair are not obeying them is because they don't properly cleanse it. And because I was like that too, like when I first started my natural hair journey, you heard all the horror stories about shampoos with sulfate and shampoos with silicone, and you know, people were using only co-washes at some point. Not saying I ever only used a co-wash, but I know there was this weird fear around shampoos, you know, because it was so drying and da, 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 da. At the end of the day, you need a good solid shampoo, a good solid cleanse. That sets the tone for the rest of your hair, for the week, for the month. If your hair is not properly clean, you can't expect it to absorb moisture. You can't expect her to, you know, not frizz up. You just can't expect for her to obey you. Like, it's just, your hair is just not, you're not leaving it, you know what I mean? You're not creating like a good foundation for your hair to receive these products. So that's part of the reason why your wash and go isn't coming out how you want it to. That's why your curls are not being defined, because there's still so much buildup because you don't properly shampoo your hair. And even if you do shampoo your hair, like, it's not enough to just shampoo 5 minutes and, you know, wash it out. Like, you really have to you really have to massage it into your scalp and make sure that your scalp is getting cleansed. Like, you don't even have to worry about the strands so much, because naturally the suds will fall onto the strands. The point is making sure your scalp is very clean. That is literally will change the game for you. Your hair is gonna thank you for it. So I'm really happy that I was able to, like, you know, improve the way I did my hair, and to see the benefits, and to see the impact of it on my hair in just 5 months. Like, that says so much. Imagine 1 year from now, imagine 2 years from now, imagine 5 years from now. So it's really motivating. It really encourages you to keep going. I know it does for me, because once I see how thick my hair is every time I wash it, I'm like, oh, my hair got thicker, it got thicker, it got thicker. It just motivates me to just keep finding those products, to keep just doing what I've been doing. And I'm just glad I was able to take this journey. And I was also glad that I was able to start my journey again without having to like cut all of my hair off, because that's kind of like what you see online. People cut their hair off, but you do not have to cut your hair off. You don't have to do any of that. So before I end the video, I just want to quickly recap or really go over the things that I learned and the things that really impacted my natural hair in a positive way. The first thing was finding natural ingredients, or using conditioners, using shampoos that whose majority ingredient is like something natural, something that we can pronounce. Cleansing my hair, like not being shy, not shying away from shampoo. You need shampoo. Even if like it's gonna strip your hair out, if you take good precautions after shampooing, your hair will be fine. It will be fine. Sometimes you have to sacrifice something to get the next thing. So you might have to sacrifice moisture for a clean scalp, but make sure the products that you go in with are going to just completely come in and save the day once again. Deep conditioning is another one that really helped me so much, because for me, like, sometimes I would wash my hair and I wouldn't even deep condition, you know, thinking that, okay, I condition, like, what's the difference? There's a big difference. There's a reason why we need there's a reason why deep conditioners are made. There's a reason why we need deep conditioners. It's just a different formula. It's not, conditioners and deep conditioners, they don't do the same thing. You know what I mean? Especially since, like, for me, I try to, like, I pray that my hair lasts like at least 2 weeks before I wash it, but sometimes I wash it after 10 days. And so the longer that you wait before washing your hair, that's the more reason to use like deep conditioner. Like 2 weeks is a long time to skip deep conditioner. You know, your hair hasn't really been underwater in 2 weeks. So you definitely will need that deep conditioner to bring back all of the moisture that was gone, you know, when you were cleansing and all that. And like I said in the beginning, water is like the best moisturizer. It's the cheapest moisturizer, the most accessible moisturizer, so take advantage of it. There's no holy grail product out there that's going to give your curls the moisture that it needs, but like I said, it's going to be a little bit of everything. That is what will give your hair the boost of moisture that it needs, and water is something that's just so important. And I took advantage of that. I take advantage of water. So don't be afraid of water. Remember to detangle your hair wet. You know, these are all the things that have greatly helped me. And also style your hair when it is wet. Do not wait for your hair to dry to put it into a hairstyle. Keep your hair soaked when you're styling it. It's gonna help a lot. You know, because another thing too is, like, I've tried to do a wash and go. Like, most of the times when I do wash and goes, it's just the day I wash my hair. That's just what I do. But then there are some days where I get lazy and I wait till the next morning to do the wash and go. And even though, like, I put my hair underwater once again in the shower, I come out, it's just not the same. You can just tell, like, it's just something about styling your hair that day. All the products, your hair is almost like it's just the most vulnerable. Like, your hair really lets its guard down on the day that you wash it. So that's why it's just better to just allow your hair to soak up all that moisture, all of the products the day of. Because I promise you, the next day, it's just not going to be as submissive. Your hair will not be as submissive. So try to style your hair the day of. And another thing to me that I feel like is the most important thing that has also helped me with my journey is the energy that you keep when it comes to your hair. You know, because I get, you know, natural hair community, like, we're very honest and vulnerable about the struggles that our hair comes with, but at the same time, like, I don't think we should normalize the negative emotions that we've attached to our natural hair, because at the end of the day, what you put out is what you're gonna receive, and that's just law. That's the universe that we're in. So if you treat your hair like it's an afterthought, if you treat it like it's a burden, your hair is you're not gonna get what you're looking for. It's gonna give you afterthought results. You know what I mean? Like, you cannot approach the hair that God gave you in such a negative way, like, oh, it's wash day. you know, be happy. Like, see me, I get excited when it's time for wash day. But that's because I've seen like what taking good care of your hair can get you. So just try to put positive energy, even if your hair is not doing what it's supposed to do now. With time, natural hair is meant to be trained. So heat training, curl training, all that stuff, moisture training, you just have to be consistent. Be consistent. That's one thing I've been for these 5-6 months, is I've been very consistent. I've washed my hair around the same time every week, every other week. I've been doing the same wash and go, using, not really switching up my products too much, using some of the same products, the same gels. These consistency is what if you start to do your hair will start to reciprocate. You have to manipulate your hair. Of course, not over manipulate it, but you have to do something to it so it can be receptive of what you want it to be receptive of. So yeah, just make sure you have good energy towards your hair. Something that I've definitely learned, and something that has definitely helped me in my hair journey. So I really hope that this helped, you know, you guys. I really hope that I really made this video so that it can inspire people to, you know, put the wig down. You know, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with wigs, but I don't think they were made to be worn all the time. I think at the end of the day, like, God gave us hair and we need to utilize it. And even the simple fact that God made our hair so much more different from other races. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's just safe to say, like, we should be wearing our hair out. You know, like, we shouldn't just look at it like a burden. Just wear your hair out, treat it with respect, and your hair will give you all the lusciousness and moisture that you need. So thank you guys so much for clicking on this video. I hope you guys learned a lot from this. And yeah, I started a new journey, so I just wanted to share that. And hopefully maybe this will prompt someone else to start their own journey again. So yeah, thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys later.